Well, thinking then about probably what a lot of people in this audience want to know, what kind of relationships are some of these Middle Eastern investors looking for with, firms here in the U.S.? And how do people go about getting those relationships started and that sort of thing?
I think the relationship that you will have with a Middle Eastern investor depends on two factors. One, their investment team, and second, where U.S. real estate fits in their portfolio. So ARIA, for example, they've historically been a global allocator of capital and they've invested in funds. But now ARIA's team is 170 real estate professionals. They have the breadth to do direct deals, so they're going to do direct deals with developers, with operators. Another good example is ARIC. ARIC is a sizable investor in the Middle East out of UAE, but their real estate team is still in single digit. Their return requirement is kind of mid-teens. So they tend to do more programmatic joint ventures with developers. They like to do deals or programmatic joint ventures or relationships where they could deploy sizable capital, they could re-up with you, and you basically give them the returns that they want. So it really depends on the team that they have. If an investor has a small team and you show them a hairy deal, likelihood is they're not going to do it, even if they like it or not. As these teams start getting bigger, they will start doing more direct deals. But really, I think investment team dictates what type of relationship they will have with the GP community. And the second one, as I said, is where your real estate fits in their portfolio and what are they trying to achieve out of that.
Right. But if you don't have that existing connection with them already, how do you make that connection? Is there a particular way to approach them, or is there cultural considerations to keep in mind? Anything like that?
Yeah, how do you access Middle Eastern capital is the $800 million question. I think I'll break it down into three kind of things, must-dos to do to get to Middle Eastern capital. Your first is the person that interacts with the Middle Eastern investor. A complete no-no is to have a relationship person interacting with a Middle Eastern investor. You need a guy who has done deals, who knows the deals, who could walk him through the deals. If all you got is a relationship guy, all his credibility is till the introduction to the deal guy. So you need a knowledgeable person who can talk them about the deal, about the market, about the drivers of the deal, what really makes them to do that deal. And I think that goes a very long way. You can't just have a salesman covering Middle East. You need to have a deal guy covering Middle East. So that's number one. Your number two is seniority. Middle East, they love seniority. They love to meet a person that commands presence, that has been around the block. They don't want to see someone from the mid-level. They love seniority. It will behoove everyone here to send their most senior person to the Middle East at least once a year. So you got to be at the first introduction when you're talking about your product, and you preferably have to be at the closing. And seniority is big. So that's second. And the third is frequency. You can't just fly in and out of Middle East in November when the weather is good and hope to pack your suitcase with cash when you leave. It just ain't going to happen. You got to make the rounds. You got to dedicate the time. You got to make sure you're there giving them adequate attention. There's no way around it. That's what so that's what you got to do. So to sum up, you have your person that interacts, got to be deal guy, seniority, and the frequency that you visit the Middle East. That is going to kind of get you closer to the Middle Eastern capital. You don't have to have a local presence. A common misconception is if I open an office in Abu Dhabi or Dubai or Qatar, I'll be closer to the capital. Hear from the guy who's done it. It doesn't work. It's not what's going to give you the competitive edge.